Have you ever worked in an organization or with someone that they made it so memorable you didn't even want to leave them? If it ever happened to you, how did you feel? I mean, I've had to work with different people at various times, and there are some that I would just wish, oh my God, this organization is so good. How I wish I could be here forever. We can't all stay in one place forever. We know that. And the places I've worked or I've been to, and honestly, from day one, it was countdown to when am I leaving? This is what we call impressions we leave on people. And in business, what happens is our workers, many of us will complain about our workers. I mean, and you must have had workers that work with you and you felt, oh my God, this person is so wonderful. And the point is, the same way you are thinking about your workers, the same way they're thinking about you. So what do you do to be a better boss in everything? Because I believe when you are a good boss, you have the capacity or the power, the potential to retain your workers better. It doesn't mean they will not leave. Yeah, people will leave because they have to grow, they have to move on. Everyone likes a nice boss. Oh, yes, everyone likes a nice boss. Everyone wants to be in an environment where they can relate with the person they are working with, the person that is leading them. Even in offices, when you're, for those who are employed, everybody likes that. There's one boss who you all like, we all like, that, oh, that person is around, you want to be around him or her. And if you're a business owner, you must have experienced this and some workers. We have different types of workers. Understand that being too nice all the time is not the solution, or neither is being so harsh all the time the solution. Especially when you have to manage a business, you really must know where to cut the ropes. You really must know where to put the full stops and where to put the commas. Because if you're too nice, things can go the other way around. And if you're too harsh, things can go the other way around. So in my pure words, I would say know when to be the lion and know when to be the lamb. There are two things. You can't be the lion all the time, because when you're the lion, people will run away from you. And when you're the lamb, they tend to step on you. That's a problem. They just take you for granted. They say, oh, she can't talk or he can't talk. And running a business, for me, I've run my business for a couple of years. Each time I think about it, what I think about is, dealing with workers can be one of the most difficult things you face as a business owner, because you have different kinds of people you're dealing with, people from different environments, people with different backgrounds, people with different experiences. And these are the things we carry on. And blending this into your business is like another course on its own entirely. And you still want to be that boss that comes to the workplace every day, that people like. You want to be liked, you want to be loved. Of course, it's not like you want to be too playful person, but you want to be in a place where people want to be. But maybe for me, I like being in an environment where people want to see me, or not like you see me coming and you're running away. No, that is not me. I want us to be together. I want us to work in a very beautiful environment. Being a good boss and being a good business owner is a task on its own. It's like a 400 level course that you have to study, because as much as you're trying to run a business, the same time you're trying to manage people. So people management, business management, you're combining these two things together to make this work. Honestly, I give you kudos. It is not easy, but we have to get it done. So what are the tips that can help you? What are the tips you think? These 5 tips are not much, but there are things that will really help you go along with. They've been helpful to me. I still practice them till now. I know that they will help you as well to be a better person in your business. And like I said earlier, being a good boss and being a good business owner is a task you have to run. It's not easy. It's a trait you need to build to have a very successful business. As much as you can, work on it. It is very helpful. It will help both you, your workers. A happy worker does a happy job. A satisfied worker does a satisfying job. If you want your business to grow, you need to work on this path very well. So avoid loopholes. Also, recently this trend happened in January. It always starts every December in January, when people say it's in Nigeria, common to Nigeria, yeah. When people will say, oh, my staff, my nannies, they've gone on holidays and they don't come back. Some of these people will always come back to some people. Do you know why? Because it treats them like people, like human beings. And some of these people will go and never come back. The same thing applies to workers that work with you in your offices, your businesses. Some of them will go and come back, and some of them will not. Once they go for holiday, that is it. Because it's either some of them are they're growing to move on with their lives as well, which is fantastic. I like that, like you're moving on. Or some of them feel, God forbid me going back to that boss. Well, it's not because you're harsh. Let's be very realistic. No matter how nice you are, some people don't even see the niceness. They still stick to their own belief, their own perception, and that's what they stick with. And until they go somewhere else, they can't really compare. Like we always say, once you get to another person's farmland, you don't know how big your own farmland is. So that one is another story. But there's certain things you should do to have a good workplace, because I personally believe a good workplace is good for both the owner and the workers, and it makes the profit flow better. Each time I get into my school, the joy, the love, the place the acceptance I see in my workplace is an inspiration to me, a big inspiration. And that's why I'm sharing this topic with some of us that may need it to grow our businesses as well. Remember, being a great boss means better productivity, and at the same time, a good workplace is the best atmosphere if you want to create it for your workers, and if you want to have good products or good services all the time. They won't always meet you. Your customers and clients won't always meet you. Sometimes you'll have to meet your staff and deal with them. So how do you think the staff will treat them? Is it the way you are treating them? Would you want them to do that to them? Let's look at this 5 tips to help you become a better person, not just for yourself, but also to have a better workplace. Number one, be open to ideas. It doesn't mean you take every idea. Hook, line, sinker, fisherman, boat, and ocean. Be open to ideas. When people give ideas, listen to them. Workers want to be listened to. They may say, my workers know me. When sometimes I throw the questions, I ask them, do you think we should put this here? Do you think this should be done this way? What do you feel about these things? It makes them feel like they belong. It doesn't make them feel like you are the boss. Nobody wants that bossy boss. Everybody wants that leader. We could call ourselves bosses, but we want that person that we can talk to, that listens to us, and it makes us just feel welcome in where we're working. So be open to ideas, listen to them, and when they give ideas, you don't have to take it forcefully. The best thing is look into it. Doesn't mean that all the ideas are perfect. It doesn't mean that all the ideas are great. Listen to what they have to say, weigh it, sieve it. If it's okay, take it. Don't be too proud to say, oh, because it's given by my worker, I'm not going to take it. If it works for you, I take ideas from my workers almost all the time. My students give me ideas, and if it works, sometimes you can never tell. Something they will say is what will give you that light bulb moment, like, yeah, that's what I've been waiting to hear. Then they can add one and one and one and make 111 from it. That is the number one thing. Be open to ideas. That's how to have a good workplace, deal well with your workers, have a better experience, and have a smooth sailing business relationship and smooth sailing business growth as well. Listen to them, be open to their ideas when they give it to you. Number two is lead by example. Do what you want them to do. I've seen this issue where you want your workers to come in early, but you come in very late. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. So you be the example, lead and let them follow. Do things right and they will do it right. Always tell my workers, you will not serve me forever. You will not be with me forever. You will not work with me forever. One day you'll be on your own. Build these examples. Build these traits in yourself as well. What you're doing now are seeds that you will reap in the very near future. Number three thing is take feedbacks from them seriously. Don't throw away what they tell you. When they give you feedbacks, don't just say, I've heard. Listen and take it seriously. There was a time one of my workers walked in and said, okay, I think we should not put this thing here and this thing should be moved here. I looked at them and I said, okay, I think that's true. Because there are days we get so busy trying to grow our businesses that we miss the small points. We miss the little things that could matter. And they see it. When they see it and they call attention to it, be open to the feedbacks and work with it. They'll be honest to let you know things all the time, and they'll tell you if you listen to them. But if you're the type that when they give you a feedback, you react wrongly, you may never know what's going on in that organization, and that could be the way things start crumbling down. Number four is be confident in your business. Know what you are doing. Know the business you're starting. I like people starting fish businesses, but the least you can do for yourself, if you've ever listened to any of my videos, I probably have mentioned this a couple of times. The best thing you can do for any business you're starting is invest, know how it is being done. If you don't know how it is being done, that is a big mistake. Especially when your workers will just turn up one day and leave, or when your workers will just not know how to go about a particular thing in that job. You must know how to handle it well. Be very confident, be knowledgeable, know how things are being done inside and out. And especially when you have those workers who act like they know it all and they tell you, that one, it cannot be done that way. Your own knowledge will speak in times like that. And it proves to them that, okay, you're not just owner of the business, you are running the business. You know how everything moves, you know how things are done properly in the industry. If you open a salon business and you have not been into it and you have not learned how to make hair, it doesn't mean you'll learn how to make the entire hair. Probably take a few months, intern in a store where they make hair, learn how to do business there, so that it will help you build your business. Because it's really is the best thing to do. You want to start a fashion house, you don't know how to sew. You don't really know. If you don't want to know how to sew, it's fine. People don't know how to sew and they have fashion businesses. But one of the things you can do for yourself is intern. Stay, work with someone. If you have to do paid internship, I talked about it in one of my videos. I do a couple of paid internship at intervals. Go for paid internship. Intern. I pay to intern. I pay to understudy business owners. I pay to understudy how some people run their businesses. I pay to understudy how people do things I'm doing, so that I can know how to build my own. So be knowledge and be confident. Let them know that you know what you're doing. So whenever you give instructions, it gives you a certain amount of respect. But when you're the type that relies on everything they tell you, before you know what is happening, someday will come, and they may just get everything wrong, and that will affect you, because at the end of the day, you are the business owner. They are just working with you or working for you, and they can't be with you forever. I've said it earlier, they will move one day. So remember that point. And number five, the last point I'm giving today is, do not overwork your workers. It happens especially when you are a workaholic. I am almost a workaholic, although they call me a workaholic. I think I am. I'm not going to agree to that right now, but don't overwork them. I used to do this. I used to work and I leave my workers working, and I believe, and I just assume because I don't get tired, they don't get tired. But at the point, I just realize, wait, they are not me. I'm me. They are them. So if they are them, do you can if you want to overwork, it's fine. Let them close when they should close. Let them leave when they should leave. Don't overwork them. Don't overstress them. When you do this, you're reducing their productivity levels, and it will affect the business eventually. Do your best to do things rightly. Business is not that difficult. It's not rocket science. Some things are just simple ideas, simple tips here and there that you put in, that you chip in, and make the workplace lively, and things start booming and working differently. You want to sell, you want to make more money. To make more money, you need to do the right things. It's like you're watering the soil and you want the soil to jam. You're fertilizing the soil. Definitely, the soil will give you good products at the end of the day. Till I see you some other time in my next videos. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Remember to like and share. Follow me on my Instagram, my social media handles. And till I see you again, stay good as always.